In a stunning reversal that caught South Africans off guard and drew global attention, President Cyril Ramaphosa finally addressed the surprise arrest warrant issued by the United Kingdom for Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, leader Julius Malema. Speaking in a hastily arranged press conference at the Union Buildings this morning, the president's blunt remarks immediately set off a media storm. Even before he began, the atmosphere was heavy with unease, as journalists whispered among themselves, fully aware that every word might carry significant political weight. For weeks, speculation had swirled that British authorities were investigating Malema, yet few believed the UK would act so quickly or so publicly. The confirmation of the arrest warrant, delivered late last night, rippled shockwaves through Pretoria, Johannesburg, and Cape Town. Speaking in a tone that shifted between frustration and alarm, Ramaphosa acknowledged that the warrant brought international embarrassment to South Africa. "Let me make one thing very, very clear," he stressed, pausing deliberately. "We were not officially notified before this went public. The UK acted unilaterally, and that is a serious diplomatic matter." His words resonated across the nation, which is already burdened by economic struggles and corruption scandals, and now faces the threat of strained relations with one of its longest-standing trade partners. The president emphasized that the accusations Malema faces abroad were not merely legal in nature, but deeply political. While UK authorities have yet to fully disclose details, sources suggest the warrant stems from alleged money laundering tied to foreign fundraising efforts. Ramaphosa, however, made it clear that any external legal action must remain secondary to South Africa's sovereignty. He warned against allowing foreign courts to push what he described as political agendas. In an unexpected twist, Ramaphosa hinted at the possibility of a wider international plot against South Africa's opposition leaders in the lead-up to the 2026 elections. Looking directly into the cameras, he demanded, "We must ask why now, why Malema, and who stands to benefit from this spectacle?" Despite his long-standing disagreements with Malema, he cautioned that such interference could undermine South Africa's democracy at a pivotal moment. His words left the press corps astonished, as this appeared to be a rare defense of his fiercest rival. For years, Malema and the EFF have fiercely attacked Ramaphosa and the ruling African National Congress, ANC, branding them corrupt and betrayers of the working class. Yet, on principle, the president's stance seemed to align with Malema's interests. Social media erupted almost instantly, with the hashtag Ramaphosa defends Malema trending within minutes. Some hailed it as an act of statesmanship, while others dismissed it as calculated political maneuvering. Shortly after, the EFF released a concise but powerful statement: "The president has spoken like a statesman. We welcome his words and call on his government to act swiftly to protect South African citizens overseas." For a party known for its fiery rhetoric, this measured response was surprisingly direct and approving. Analysts noted that this temporary ceasefire between the two camps might reduce hostilities in the short term, though few expect it to last. Behind the scenes, however, discontent brewed within the ANC. Some allies accused Ramaphosa of reckless politicking, fearing his support for Malema would alienate party members already doubting his leadership. Others argued he was attempting to mend South Africa's tarnished reputation after months of corruption scandals and economic missteps. One senior ANC member, speaking anonymously, described the situation as volatile, warning that even a single miscalculation could spark a full-scale revolt within the party. Meanwhile, the UK Foreign Office declined to publicly comment on the president's remarks, maintaining a neutral stance that the warrant was issued solely in line with international legal commitments. Still, analysts warned that tensions could quickly intensify, particularly if South Africa resisted or obstructed Malema's potential extradition. Diplomats whispered of quiet backchannel negotiations to prevent a full-blown confrontation. The arrest warrant itself is highly unusual. While opposition figures occasionally face legal troubles abroad, the timing, mere months before South Africa's critical elections, and the public nature of the move have fueled speculation of foreign interference. Critics argue Malema's fierce anti-Western speeches and radical economic proposals may have made him a target of international powers wary of a shift in South Africa's foreign policy. Others urged caution, pointing out Malema's history of serious legal challenges at home, including past corruption allegations. Ramaphosa's bold remarks have dramatically reshaped the debate. By defending a political rival and questioning external meddling, he has positioned himself either as a defender of democracy or as a hypocrite, given his own administration's record of poor accountability and transparency. Public opinion is deeply divided. In central Johannesburg, some praised him for standing firm on sovereignty. Even if you don't like Malema, he's one of us. The UK can just do as they please, a taxi driver told a local station. Others remained skeptical, suspecting his words were nothing more than a diversion from domestic crises like power shortages, unemployment, and ANC factionalism. International observers weighed in as well. Some foreign policy experts warned that this episode could strain South Africa's ties with Western allies and even disrupt trade relations. The African Union reportedly called an emergency meeting to discuss the implications of a leading African opposition figure possibly being extradited by a former colonial power. Domestically, opposition parties beyond the EFF also chimed in. The Democratic Alliance, DA, denounced both Malema and Ramaphosa, arguing that if the allegations are true, Malema must face justice, while accusing the president of grandstanding instead of addressing South Africa's governance failures. Smaller parties, on the other hand, seized the opportunity to present themselves as defenders of national pride, calling for unity and due process. Whether this moment marks the start of a more sophisticated political era or simply another attempt to hold together a fractured nation remains to be seen. What is undeniable is that Ramaphosa's decision to publicly defend Malema is a daring gamble, one that could either strengthen his legacy or unravel his fragile leadership.